in credit analysis, if you can give us some detail, like for example, is there a further bifurcation within credit analysis team, or how do they basically take decisions for any loans or lending?
Sir, for anything, every of them, everywhere, there is not a single person who can make the decision.
Okay.
Everywhere now it has a committee concept. In the committee concept means
Whenever a retail analyst is looking at the loan being given, it can be an education loan, anything, what two or three things he generally look for?
first is the historic income.
Okay.
Second one is the CIBIL. That is
Yes.
the primary CIBIL score is
Yes.
the primary point of deciding factor whether the loan can be given or cannot be given.
Now, with respect to the corporate side, what two or three things that a normal credit analyst ideally looks for?
So there the primary thing is the management. Whether they are the competent one to run this business, they have the competency. Third point is, do they have the intent to do that? And fourth point again comes that how they are going to do that, what is the market and all.
Somebody wants to enter into this space, what are the key skill set that he or she should have so that he can succeed in this credit analysis area? Hello guys, I hope everybody is doing good. Hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students preparing for competitive exams like CFA, FRM, SCR, ACCA. And now, as a part of that journey, we talk to a lot of people who are working in the corporates and asking them to share their experience of what different roles are available and what are the insights of that role. And as such, I'm having a conversation now with Puneet, and he's going to be talking about his journey of working into the credit analysis space. So, Puneet, first of all, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us.
So thank you very much for calling me here and giving me the opportunity to be the part of this discussion.
Perfect. So, Puneet, for the benefit of the audience, if you can tell us that what has been your career journey, okay, and for how long you have been involved into the credit analysis space.
Okay. So as I have told you that I am working with a public sector bank, and since the day of my joining to this organization, I am working into the credit analysis part as the credit analyst. Okay. So since the day, and I have spent more than 15 years of my time with the credit analysis team itself. And here, this is the day one of my joining. I was being given the MSME credit that you need to start your journey with this. Okay. And from there, I went up to the mid corporates, and there the analysis of them, processing on the branch operational side, as well as the non-fund based, fund-based business. So I am into it. I can say that I am the credit, I'm the credit man from the banking terminology. If I
wonderful, but you've talked about a lot of jargons. So now we'll go into those jargons. So yeah. For simplicity, if you can tell us what does a bank do, or how do you bifurcate a bank?
Basically, whenever any person is joining a bank, not only public sector, I'm talking about the banking industry. Yeah. In banking industry, basically there are four major areas where the people are working. Okay. First area is your general core operations, where the people are taking care of the liability side. Branch banking and all, where they are going for the CASA and all those part. Second part comes as the credit analyst. Credit analysis part means it is having the two dimensions. One are taking care of the personal needs like the individual loans, housing loans, retail loans. The retail loans. Perfect. Yeah. In a term. Second part of the credit analysis falls into your MSME and the corporate credit. Corporate stands for your mid corporate and the large corporate processing, sanctioning and all. It is integrated with another third area of working in any of the banking industry, that is the risk management, which is integrated with the credit analysis only, since both are working hand in hand. Okay. Then the fourth operations comes as the treasury operations. So any of the banking industry works only in these four dimensions. So general banking, credit analysis, risk management, and treasury. In treasury. So in credit analysis, if you can give us some detail, like for example, is there a further bifurcation within credit analysis team, or how do they basically take decisions for any loans or lending? Sir, for anything, every of them, everywhere, there is not a single person who can make the decision. Okay. Everywhere now it has a committee concept. In the committee concepts means there everybody is having their delegated powers. Into those delegated powers, even there are few people, there is a committee of 3 or 4 people who are sitting together. They are discussing about the proposal, discussing about that particular whatever loan they are going to give. And based upon that, they are coming to a consensus that on what financial covenants this loan particularly can be given or cannot be given. Where the hand-in-hand position will be the risk management front also. Like simple example, if I'll give you the risk ratings. Any of the lending is not completed without considering the risk rating part.
Right.
Since the risk rating is also again going to decide your pricing factors.
Right.
So these all things are totally related with that. And again, the decision making process, whenever we are saying it is included into this, what do you say? In retail lending, like there are certain parameters which you need to see the historic part of the income and historical behavior, and you have to go. It is a simply schematic lending, you can say, a simple scheme. Whereas in case of when you are coming for any type of business type of lending, be it your MSME, be it your mid corporate, be it your large corporate, that there the differences are entirely different. So there the risk management is different. There are those are things are totally correlated with each other. And the credit analysis is totally dependent upon the futuristic income, what is going to happen,
the business is
what
going
the
to
business is going to do, as well as the balance sheet. The primary core of the credit analyst. For the analyst, the primary core is how you are analyzing the balance sheet.
Now for simplicity, let us. I know you have talked about it, but let us first talk about the retail side. So like whenever a retail analyst is looking at the loan being given, it can be an education loan, anything, what 2 or 3 things he generally look for?
Primary thing, the 3 things with what the people are looking for in case of the retail credit analysis. First is the historic income. Second one is the CIBIL. That is the primary CIBIL score is the primary point of deciding factor whether the loan can be given or cannot be given. Then third point comes based upon that, what are the financial covenants? Financial covenants means how much margin you will bring. Accordingly,
collateral is there.
What is the simple example? If I take about the housing loan, where you are going to take the property, what is your agreement value? How much loan do you think of? Are you going to do some additional work or something there? Whether you need any sort of top-up loan or there, because in every credit decision, it is totally dependent upon how much capital bank is going to give to you.
Right.
So based upon that, every analyst is considering the risk factor, and there the primary focus is only on the historical income part.
Now with respect to the corporate side, what 2 or 3 things that a normal credit analyst ideally looks for?
Sir, when we are going for the corporate or I say any of the business, I will term that as the business loan in simple. So there the primary thing is the management.
This is interesting.
It is interesting thing. People are always thinking that it is all about what project I am going to do, the cash flows. There is nothing is concrete. Everything is on paper. Everything is forecasted. So primary thing is the management. Whether they are the competent one to run this business, they have the competency. Third point is, do they have the intent to do that? And fourth point again comes that how they are going to do that, what is the market and all. If the management is good, in that case, the other things will be good.
This is a very interesting point, because normally when I hear about credit analysis, people generally talk about what is the forecasted balance sheet or income statement, cash flow of that company, and that is how they generally take decisions. But this is a very interesting point that you mentioned. You are looking at the management.
Management is the first and foremost thing, sir. Like if anybody who is doing any sort of trading business and suddenly he wants to enter into aerospace manufacturing, he is not at all having any sort of experience. Be it financials are saying whatever good things.
Do they have the experience into that?
Do they have the experience, or do they have the market, or whatever it is? Simply, bank is going to put in their capital. It is a debt capital what we are providing. In place of them, we are investing our money.
Agreed. Now you talked about, you were saying corporate, mid-corporate. So what is the bifurcation in the business side?
Sir, in the business side, it is totally dependent upon the turnover, how much you are earning, as well as investment into plant and machinery. Like MSMED Act is there, which has defined that up till what level any of the business unit will be defined as the MSME. Post that, it will be converted to the corporates. In corporates, again, there is the turnover criteria that if your turnover is more than 500 crore or 250 crore, in that case, you will be switching to the mid corporates. If it is increasing 1000 crore or 2000 crore or 5000 crore, then it will be switching to the large corporate. As well as how much investment you have made into your plant and machinery.
Okay, so combine both revenue and
revenue as well as investment into plant and machinery.
Okay.
So basically, these are the criteria to classify them whether they are MSME or not.
Okay, okay.
If you are not MSME, you will certainly be the corporate. Based upon then your turnover, you will be classified whether you are the mid corporate or you are the large corporate. So like that.
So generally, when people start with their credit analysis journey, so do they start from the retail side?
Sir, it depends.
Okay.
It is nowhere like that they have to step in first into retail, then only they can go for the any sort of business loan.
There is no correlation.
There is no correlation.
And within the business side, do they start first the MSME and then they move to corporate?
Sir, it is again dependent upon that what opportunity they are getting.
Okay.
The core concept, if you are processing a proposal of say 10 crore rupees, the concepts are same. If you are processing a 1000 crore rupees proposal, the concepts are same. Okay. Only thing is certain regulations of your particular institution, certain RBI compliances, those things have to be complied with. Otherwise, whatever things I am looking for in 10 crore rupees proposal and the things which I am looking for 1000 crore rupees proposal, base is same.
Almost same. Okay. But do you also as an analyst obviously you would look for external rating?
Yes.
Right? In a lot of cases, you will ask the client to get the rating from ICRA or Moody's or whatever. You would also have in your own internal rating.
Yes.
And so you take decision on the basis of both.
Yes.
Okay. Now, suppose like you said, somebody is looking at say 1000 crore company loan. You as an analyst ideally supposed to create the Excel projection also.
Yes.
That what the business is going to be in the next 3 years.
Yes.
Correct. That is also the act. So you creating and working on that Excel is also a part of that credit analysis role.
Mandatorily.
Right. And apart from that, you also have to read the balance sheet or the information given. So what all, apart from creating of the Excel, what other reading part you do?
Sir, whenever you are processing any proposal, specifically if I talk about the business side, business loan side, I'm combining that. I'm not bifurcating MSME.
That's
because that is a common thing what is required. First point I told you that management reading is the most important thing. Second comes the financials.
Okay.
The creative accounting, there is a term specifically which is used in the financial analysis areas.
Yes.
So that creative accounting plays a very interesting role. Everything will be looking very much rosy, but if you will deep dive, only then you can understand that this is the rosy picture just shown.
Okay.
If you will deep dive, then only you will come to know that if my current ratio is looking very, very good, but actually is it there, or some of my any of area into current assets or current liabilities adjusting, or it is moving or something like that. So that is the interesting part which you need to take care of. Secondly, sales. Somebody is showing that today I am, a simple example, today I am earning say 500 crore rupees as my sales. Tomorrow I am saying that my sale will be 5,000 crore. How?
Okay, but can you give one specific example that you must have seen in the history that generally people do or companies do to get loan from the bank, which is not correct?
Basic means,
say for example, they're cooking their books.
Okay.
So one example, if you can give that, okay, see, generally companies do this, which we easily catch.
Primarily, they are showing, for an example, if I tell you, into the sales part.
Okay.
So in the sales part, they are showing that my sales will be increased up to this level. The simple example what I have told.
So it's only the forecasting number increase.
In the forecasting numbers only. Okay. See, whenever we are financing to any of the corporate or any of the business loan, if we are going to give, I am simply giving the example of the working capital. Say, working capital, if anybody we are financing, they are projecting that whatever money you will give to me, it will help us to increase my business from this level to this level.
Okay.
Like simply if I say 500 crore to 5,000 crore, my sales has happened. But as the analyst, I know that you have not increased your number of machines. You have not increased your production capacity. then how come you will increase your 500 to 5,000 crore?
So you're going to be checking that, okay, the money that you're taking from the bank, is it getting deployed in buying new machinery or not?
If it is taken for the purchasing of the machinery, then whether it is deployed for the same purpose. The primary point is the end use of the fund. It is being
Okay.
used for the same purpose or not, otherwise it will be the diversion of fund, which will be called
Okay.
into the fraud part.
Yes, yes.
So generally what you were asking about, that one area where what we are focusing upon is that if any of the CA is showing us that my sales is increasing, my client sales is increasing, okay, agreed. How? Have you increased your production capacity? Whether you were working at a lesser production capacity earlier, your price is changed, selling price is changed. If all these three factors are there, then if suppose price is changed, with how much rupees per quantity?
Okay.
So basically very granular.
You have to understand the business and ask those questions.
Yes, it is very much required. Otherwise, one fine day, what will happen? Whatever they are giving, if we are accepting them like that only, then that account will turn down as NPA, and ultimately the bank's capital will be at risk.
So when you're looking at the proposals, suppose we are looking at, say, mid corporate side. So it can be a manufacturing company, it can be a pharma company, it can be
anything.
Okay.
The primary bifurcation, if we can do, it is the manufacturing or the trading.
Okay, that is the only bifurcation. So an analyst might only be in the manufacturing side.
Both ways, sir.
Acha.
If suppose any of the pharma trading company is there, which is procuring, which is given some of the subsidiaries are there, or some of the other manufacturing units are there, from there they are procuring the material. Simple example, if I'll give you, sir, in pharma sectors, many of the companies are there who are, their manufacturing is done by some of the MSME units.
Yes, yes.
Whereas finally, when you are seeing, then the marketed by a
lot of FMCGs.
Yes, FMCGs are also doing the same thing. If the production is done by somebody else,
they're just trading it.
They are just trading it. So they are not the manufacturing units. They are giving the labelings.
So when we talk about from the career perspective, if somebody wants to enter into this credit analysis space, what should be his mindset?
Very first thing, what I personally tell you, that in banking industry, people, they are having some hesitation in entering into credit analysis part. Because the people are being told that this is the pay area where if something happens, then you will be held responsible directly.
Okay.
So the thing which I want to say, it is a very interesting area. Only thing is, just you need to do one thing: keep your eyes and ears open and apply your common sense. I always say to my people, to my juniors or to my teammates also, credit analysis is nothing but it is just to using the common sense.
Okay.
Like simple example I given you for the sales, na?
Yes, yes. Whether the machinery is there or
something
not.
Is apply your common sense, ask the questions, you will get the answer. Your proposal will be perfect.
Perfect, wonderful. So now, if somebody wants to enter into this space, what are the key skill set that he or she should have so that he can succeed in this credit analysis area?
So primary thing is that they should have the understanding of what is happening in the balance sheet. On the very first day when you are entering into the credit analysis part, you can't be expert. You can't see anything that how it is moving and all. But at least you should have a basic understanding of that particular balance sheet analysis part, especially if I say. Secondly, you should have some type of analytical ability.
Okay.
Because when you are the analyst, you cannot say that I am specialized into road projects, so I will be processing only road projects only.
Okay. Okay.
You may be given something from the infrastructure side also. You may be given something which is related with some of the MSME. You can be given within some of the energy sector also. So it is all dependent upon that what is given to you. Just sit, understand that, and then go for it. And second most important thing, you should have the habit of reading.
Reading? What reading?
Whatever industry you are working with.
Okay.
It is not like that if I am working with the road projects, it is just simply the numbers what I am getting onto it. First, if I personally talk about me, whenever any such project I am analyzing, I am going through that what my government policy says, what my bank policy says about that particular project.
Okay.
Or that particular industry, if I say. What is the industry trend going on? What are the reports available in the market? Whether those reports are saying it is a positive one or the negative one. Simple example: the real estate. Real estate was into gray area when the DLF and all those things were happened in Gurgaon.
Yes, yes.
But now again it has starting booming up. That time the gems and jewelry was very good. Now gems and jewelry is in a problem.
Okay.
So like that, if you are not having the habit of reading, 100% you are going to pay for it.
Okay. And normally, when you are looking at external credit rating, do they also provide any commentary on particular company?
Yes. They are basically providing the commentary on two parts. First part is that what the industry is doing. Okay. Suppose anybody is working into, say, leather industry, how that industry is doing, what are the growth prospects, how that has performed. Along with that, what are the financials, what is given, what they are saying, and whether this particular company, any sort of management changes. On the management part also they are commenting, on the financial part also they are commenting. So in all, if I say that they are always talking about, they are giving the overall insight of that particular company, I say. Okay. Along with the giving the industry insights. So reading of the external rating is very, very important.
Okay, interesting. And throughout your entire journey now, you must have faced a lot of difficult proposals.
Yes.
Where you want to say no, but you're not able to find a reason, right? Because everything is looking good, but there is some gut feeling that is saying it could be a problem, right? So how do you manage those situations?
It's a very difficult position, sir. Can I give one example?
Yeah.
In one of the case, I was dealing with one of the contractor. That contractor was having a very good credit facility with us. He was a government contractor. So in that case, working capital was given to him. He came to us for some sort of enhancement into the working capital since he was allotted with few other government contracts. So when I gone through with the papers, I found one thing which struck me. And that one thing was that since he is the government contractor, he will not be having the stock.
Right.
Always the government book debts will be outstanding, yes. So that will be the only security available to us.
Right.
There was no major change into the
stock
book debts.
Acha.
The debtors were about to stagnate.
Okay.
So as per my logic, those must be something fluctuating. I gone for last 3 years balance sheet. I asked for the details of that particular debtor breakup, that how much amount is outstanding to whom.
Okay.
He was very much reluctant. He went up to my extreme high bosses. I was being pressurized like anything that give the enhancement and all. Finally, we found that out of that particular debtor, more than 50% of the debt was in dispute with one of the government department. Even the
suit could also happen. Okay.
The suit was filed in the civil court. Government has filed the suit against the contractor. More than 50% of your debtors are in dispute.
So just connecting this point. So when initially you said you also look at the plant and machinery.
Yes.
So there also you check that whether there is any legal dispute on those plant and machinery. Do you guys generally check that?
Sir, depends upon, like if we are talking about the legal dispute over the plant and machinery, that generally doesn't arise. Reason being that people are purchasing that plant and machinery.
It could be land.
They are not taking over the lease.
Right. Okay, sorry, I got the point.
But the legal complexity comes, like one example I'll give you. One of the proposal I was doing, everything was very good. Now, he was giving us one land in, the party was NRI, and through power of attorney, he had given the right for creation of the collateral, means the mortgage creation rights were given to one of the party.
Okay.
One of the local person. So he came to us. His power of attorney was more than 300 pages.
Oh.
He was that much big estate he was having, the owner.
Okay.
So we distributed among our team and we read entirely each and every covenant. It took us 7 days to read that power of attorney.
Wow.
And then every evening we were sitting together and we were jotting down that what are the findings of everybody. Then, sir, I'll tell you what was the conclusion. the owner will never in the position to sell that property to anybody. It was a perpetual power of attorney in favor of him.
Okay. Okay. He does not have the authority to sell.
Even if he is the owner, he does not have the authority because he has written that power, he has given that power to that Mr. X.
Oh.
That now perpetually he will be the owner, and he was not mortgaging the property to us.
Okay. Okay. Samjha. Okay. So many
complicated things are there. So when I am talking about any of the business analysis, it is very interesting. Only thing, just read and have the common sense.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now for the new young people, okay, because credit analysis happens for a lot of things, not just loans, right?
Yes.
Like you said, working capital also.
Yes.
And it happens outside the retail bank because NBFCs do that, right? So people who want to make career into this, any one or two advice that you want to give to them, which will help them to succeed in this career?
2-3 things, sir. Firstly, two things I have told, that the basic understanding of the balance sheet and the analysis part. Second thing, have the flair of reading and my using of the common sense. And third most important thing, if when you are entering into this particular space, have some certifications which are very much required for your further career journey.
Okay. Okay. So you continuously learn.
Learning is very much required, sir. In case of the credit specifically, if you are not learning, you will be stuck up.
And one final question now. Any one advice that you got that has helped you to change your career? If you can share that.
Basically, in the credit analysis part, when I was doing that and all, that time one of my senior suggested me that if you can explore some more areas into the risk management perspective also. Since both are inculcated with each other, both are hand in hand, you have already put in your 15 years into the credit analysis. So it's better to take this experience and enter into the risk management facet so that it will be an additional advantage for your further journey.
Okay.
So you will be in a position to understand, you will be in a better position to deliver when you will be heading the higher positions.
Right.
So based upon that, I started onto that path.
Wonderful, wonderful. So again, thank you very much, Puneet, for taking out time.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Talking to us. And this conversation will give a lot of good understanding to young people, young students, that what is actually happening in the credit analysis space.
Yes.
Because we see a lot of job opportunities into that area. But generally the assumption is that, okay, if I'm a chartered accountant, then only I can enter into it. And you have not done chartered accountancy, right? So, and you have, from your conversation, that now we can feel that it is a very interesting space to be into. That is what a lot of students will be able to pick it up from today's conversation. And I'm really, really thankful for this, because this will give students a very good flavor of new something which is going to be there in the industry to join. So thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.